How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I want to talk about something really interesting today, and I think it's something that a lot of people haven't taken into account yet. Now, if you've watched the channel for a while, you know that I talk about CleanSpark, and I'm pretty bullish on CleanSpark overall, ticker symbol CLSK. And here, something really interesting has happened over the last month or so. If you have been living under a rock or you just don't pay attention to crypto that much, maybe you don't know, but a lot of Chinese crypto miners were kicked out of China. They're banning Bitcoin mining there. They're banning some other crypto mining there too. So this has caused the hash rate, which is the computing power of Bitcoin miners, to go down drastically. So something that's starting to get interesting is there's still the same amount of Bitcoin that's mined. It's just that existing miners are the ones that are getting all of it now because there aren't the Chinese miners. They're not working right now. They're all moving or they shut down or whatever. So a significant amount of the computational power is gone right now, giving the other miners a significant boost to income. So we're going to take a look at that and how this could affect CLSK and whether it will affect them and all that kind of stuff in a second. If you guys don't mind hitting the like button, I really appreciate that. Please hit subscribe. There is a link down there in case you want some free stocks through Webull, up to $2,300, and a link down there to BlockFi in case you want interest rate on your crypto. I will say Voyager Digital pays some of the best rates out there. If you guys want their link down there, it's down there too. You can get $25 worth of free Bitcoin when you start trading $100 on their platform. I've been adding a lot to that portfolio recently. So check that out down below. Okay, so we saw Saylor talk about how North American Bitcoin miners would also benefit from the Chinese miners being kicked out. Their cost is the same, but they are going to generate 50% more revenue or 75% more revenue for quite a while. This is what Saylor said. And I tweeted at the CEO of CleanSpark saying, would love to know if CLSK has noticed this, ... And he's one of the 4 likes. He did not comment on it, unfortunately. I actually emailed him too and haven't heard anything back. But I would love to know if this is the case. I've been thinking this for a few days. And the price of CleanSpark is really interesting because it has come down a significant amount from the beginning of the year. It was $27, went all the way up to $40, then down to $16, $17 right now. It's fallen down even more than that. It was at about $14 for a little while. So it's a really interesting position because you might be saying, okay, well, Bitcoin's gone down a lot in price too. Well, not really since the beginning of the year. Since the beginning of the year, it actually is up a little bit. So 29,000 up to about 34,000 now. So it's actually up 20%. Now it is down from April, but look at CleanSpark. In that time from the beginning of the year, when it pretty much doubled the price, when Bitcoin doubled in price, it came down a lot. It went down like 50% from the high, even when Bitcoin was at all-time highs. So this is starting to get a little bit more interesting, right? Obviously, their Bitcoin mining revenue per Bitcoin is going to go down this quarter most likely because Bitcoin was more expensive last quarter overall. But they should be mining a decent amount of Bitcoin right now. Let's take a look at the hash rate. So again, hash rate is a measure of the computational power per second used when mining. So simply, it is the speed of mining. So overall, the whole network has come down a lot. So you can take a look at this to see the overall picture. Over the last 6 months, you can see at the beginning of the year, it was around 137. Then it raised up, fell drastically to about 130, but then went back up. So again, this is like this contributes to how much Bitcoin these different mining rigs actually are able to mine. And over the last couple months, over the last month and a half, it's gone down from 180 down to 145 and then down even more. This is because of those Bitcoin miners leaving. The Chinese Bitcoin miners account for a vast majority of the Bitcoin mining network. So now we're under 100. Let's see if we've seen anything lower than that recently. We saw it get to 106 in November of 2020. We haven't seen it under 100 for a while. Let's take a look at the 3-year here. We haven't seen this amount of power since back in 2019, really. A little bit here, so May of 2020. So it's becoming really significant, right? So what happens? Well, let's say CleanSpark starts mining 30-40% more. They're getting a lot more mining units anyways, so they've been increasing the amount of Bitcoin mining. What I think is happening is people still are trying to figure out whether they're going to buy into CleanSpark. CleanSpark has a huge growth story behind them, right? They are planning on increasing mining a significant amount. Right now, they're at about 1.5 Bitcoin a day. At least that's what we heard last, maybe 2. They're expecting 18 Bitcoin a day by next summer. So there's still some risk. What happens if they don't get up there? What happens if Bitcoin crashes? What happens if this, that, or the other thing happens? But right now, they should be mining a significant amount of Bitcoin, right? Let's say they increased it a little bit, right? Because they're expecting 6 to 9 a day by summer. So let's say they're up to 4 Bitcoin per day. And then the difficulty decreases too, even if it's just for this last month and a half, right? So they were mining 4 Bitcoin a day, but now the difficulty has gone down. So overall, let's say maybe they're mining 5 or 6 a day. So 5 or 6 Bitcoin a day at 35,000. Let's say it's 5 a day at 35,000. That's $175,000 a day times 90 days. Again, this is just estimating. This probably is wrong. I mean, chances are it's probably off a little bit. But if we just multiply that out, $35,000 per Bitcoin over the quarter, 5 a day, based on the fact that, okay, they probably have lower difficulty now for the last month and a half, that's $15.7 million just from Bitcoin mining. Now, of course, they do hold onto some Bitcoin. So from last quarter, price has gone down, so they're going to show a loss in that way. They also have the other side of their business, which should bring in some money too. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens here. The price is still pretty low. I mean, from the low here, back in mid-May, they are up about 20%. But overall, since their highs, they're still down over 50%. Actually, about 58%. So right now, you're getting a company that's mining a significant amount of Bitcoin, or they will be, 6 to 9 Bitcoin hopefully per day by summer. So that's going to be a 4x increase from where they are now, or where they were last quarter. They're still sitting around a $500 million market cap. And they have $170 million worth of cash too. So just a very interesting opportunity in my mind, where you're getting a company that has 33% of their market cap in cash. They are going to increase revenue 4x by summer, hopefully. The hash rate has decreased, so hopefully they're actually mining more right now. And they mine them when there's been a depressed price, and I'm pretty bullish over Bitcoin, or on Bitcoin over long term anyways. If you look at what's happened the last couple months, there's been a lot of fear. But if you look at the overall adoption, I mean, we're having countries that are now accepting it as legal tender in addition to the US dollar. So that is, I think, a very bullish sign right there. But of course, you have to be bullish on Bitcoin if you're bullish on this company. Just a very interesting opportunity, in my opinion, that I want to bring to your attention. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the link down below to Webull in case you want some free money. Heck, you can close the account after you're done if you want, after you get some free money. I did end up getting a free share of Facebook a couple months ago, so that's worth $340. So definitely check that out if you're interested. Just deposit $100 on the platform to get those free stocks. And then there's also a link down there to Voyager. I'll put that actually in the comment section too if you want. I'll just pin that up there so you can get some free stock or some free Bitcoin there. So thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.